North America is said to be home to a mysterious creature. For decades, residents have been encountering a large cryptid that they can't explain. Due to these sightings and encounters, it's caused researchers to carry out their own investigations. However, very little evidence has been presented which proves they're 100% real. This creature goes by the name of the Dogman. Those who have encountered the creature have described it as looking like a strange werewolf-like creature and seems to possess supernatural strength and abilities. Residents who have come forward with their encounters have often compared the creature to a more dog-like Sasquatch, whereas others believe it to be more of a werewolf-like beast, and at the centre of skinwalker legends. Interestingly, for the last 60 years there have been many reports of these creatures, and as with most of these tales, the majority of the stories follow a similar theme. Researchers have managed to pinpoint the first Dogman sighting to 1887. This was said to have occurred in Wexford County. The story goes that two lumberjacks were having a conversation when one of them spotted something mysterious. He described it as having a man's body and a dog's head. When they noticed it, they quickly left the scene, not wanting to stay and risk getting hurt by the large creature. One thing that cryptid researchers have said is that it's hard to track down a genuine photograph of the Dogman, but did say that every so often they do turn up on forums and in groups. The majority of people that present these images are unsure of what they captured, and turn to people who study this subject in the hopes of getting an answer. This photograph was recently shared to various groups on Facebook, asking for people's opinion on what they thought it showed. Those who saw the image said it's one of the best to come out in recent years, with many eyewitnesses saying this is what they saw during their encounter. Although the majority of images that get shared of cryptids are blurry, this one is actually pretty clear. We're able to see what looks like a large creature lying down. It has a large build and what appears to be large claws. The creature also has a long snout, which is in line with what many eyewitnesses describe when talking about their encounters. One person said the following: "This is by far one of the best and clearest images we have of a Dogman. One of the things that we've had trouble with in the past is getting hold of clear images. This one is certainly one of the best we have in terms of quality. You can clearly see a creature that resembles a Dogman. I had an encounter with a Dogman back in 1999, and when I saw this image it immediately took me back to my encounter. My sighting happened in Nevada while I was driving home. As I was driving through Mineral County, I could see something off to the left. As I drove around 100 meters towards it, I could see this thing looked like a large humanoid. It was at least 7 feet in height and was completely covered in hair. This thing also had a large snout. Ever since this encounter, I've been researching this topic in the hopes of getting some answers for what I saw, and one conclusion I've come to is that I'm not the only one this has happened to. Others have also encountered this creature. There's definitely something that lives among us, and it's definitely not human." End quote. Others went on to say the claws are terrifying, and that whatever this thing is, it doesn't match any animal we know of. However, skeptics said this creature could be a bear, but others said the snout is too long for it to be a bear. One of the problems with this image though is tracking down who originally took it. I had a woman email me saying that she knew the person who took the photograph, and that it actually came from a trail camera. However, when I pushed her for further details, the email stopped. Another person on the Facebook group noted that the photograph had been taken by a hunter, but once again couldn't reveal any more details. That's one of the main problems with these types of photographs. It seems near impossible to track down who originally took the photograph, and this usually comes down to the fact that the person doesn't want to talk about what they saw. Most of the time when someone captures images like these, they're not expecting to see anything, and don't like talking about these types of subjects. The majority of people who go on record and talk about cryptids and things like UFOs are usually judged, so it's understandable why people are hesitant to come forward and talk about what they captured. Another interesting story was shared by a 13-year-old girl who believes she encountered the Dogman in Michigan. Courtney said that at the time she was living in Reed City when the encounter happened. One winter she decided to sneak out for a cigarette behind her family's house, but says that she wished she didn't as her life has never been the same. She said that while outside she noticed a glint of light that was coming from an old barn. As she approached the barn she started to look around, and she said she started to feel uneasy, noting that she felt that she wasn't alone. As she followed the light it went towards the back of the barn, and as she turned around she said there was a 6-foot-tall dog-like creature just standing there. She immediately froze in place. As this thing stepped into the light, she managed to get out of there and ran back into the house as quickly as she could. She broke down and said it took her several weeks to get over the incident. Interestingly, when asked about the incident, neighbours said they too saw something inside the barn. As of today, cryptid researchers have said there's only a few reported incidents a year that involve the Dogman. Their research tells them that humans rarely come into contact with these creatures, with some even saying that these creatures sometimes get mixed up with Bigfoot, saying that on paper both these cryptids are similar in appearance. So what do you make of this interesting photograph? Do you think it shows the mysterious Dogman? And if not, what do you think this creature is? Also, have any of you encountered a creature similar in appearance to the Dogman? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.